Hi, my name is Christiane Atta and I'm from Group 4, and here I'm the moderator, and we are discuss narrative text using contextual models learning. Good morning, how are you? I hope you are fun and enthusiastic even though the learning activities from home are unusual. Before we start our lesson, let's pray in first accordance with our respective beliefs. Praying begins. Finish. Now I will check your attendance one by one. Okay. Previously, did anyone know what is the benefits of learning narrative text in everyday life? Anybody know? Well, why do we study narrative text? And what is the benefits? The benefits of learning narrative text are foster someone to think creatively and also be active. Interesting stories, it turns out that narrative text has many benefits, so don't be lazy to studying and reading about narrative text. Okay? Now, the material we are going to discuss is about narrative text. Starting from the definition, type of text, characteristic, structure, example of narrative text. So, enjoy your study!
Is the name is Octavia and class 3.2. Let me explain about narrative text and narrative text types. Definition narrative. The textual text is one form of the story text and story written are not usually be to be expressed by the written themselves but by imagination and legend. So well it is also illuminated text and that different perfectly from the anti-text. Here are some pieces of the abstract text among other things. Fable, a love story, fortales, legend of art, fable, a story that tells about animation. My tag and the story or my tag the form difference in stories and is generation atau to be for or factual. Fairy tales for the children story that contains element of wonder or impossible to the challenge to the teacher as well as the text and tells a moral message. Love story the story of love chronicles the time of the story in where the with love for her charter. Here I am going to ask you and ask I describe it through the describe and put in writing an example of Stephen's narrative. Thank you.
My name is Fajar Lutfi and I want to tell about a characteristic of narrative text. There are 5 characteristics of narrative text. The first is using action verb in the form of past tense, such as like, live, did, made, didn't, and another. And the next is using a specific noun for personal pronouns such as like the king, princess, and the little, and another. The next is using an adjective that forms noun phrase like the most beautiful source, or sentence like this. And the fourth is the use relationship to short events like then, few days later, finally, and so on. And the last is fifth, using adverb and adverbial phrase to indicate the location of events, or events such as happy, forever, really, slow, fast enough, sad, and another of this sentence. And thank you. That's all of characteristic of narrative text from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Webra Yulfi. I'm from group 4 contextual model. Okay, next I will explain the structure text narrative. Narrative text have 4 structure. First, orientation. Orientation in the opening paragraph of the text, which introduce the character and incident. Who, when, where. Located in the first paragraph of the narrative text. Second, complication. Complication is in the paragraph after orientation. The section describes the beginning of the problem that caused the storyline, which will continue to the conflict, climax, anticlimax of the story. Third, resolution, in the form of paragraphs that cause the story to end. 4. Reorientation, the closing description which tells the final condition of the character in the story or the moral message of the story. Okay, student, I will give you the narrative text Maling Kundang in the description box. You can see it looking for information about the narrative text in the video, and you can work on it in the group. So, thank you.
Alright, mate. Welcome to the final section. My name is Kenan Lee, and here I am explaining the summary of the material. As my friend Dina, she was excellent. The entire team is excellent, and we are working very hard for making this video as interesting as possible. So let's begin with the definition, as Dina has explained. She said a narrative text is a story that is located and created in a constructive format in a way that describes a sequence of habits or events. So to conclude that it's like everything that we see in movies. Okay, movies are narratives, and news is also using narratives, and so on. That's the characteristic that you can find in this narrative text. And the next one is the types of them. What are they, and why are they? What shaped them to be like that? They are imaginary, non-fictional, fairy tales, non-fictional, such as romances, fables, myths, and legends. And next, my best bro, Fajar, he's a very good man. He's the strongest man in the team, and he taught us about the characteristics, and there are 5 of them. I agree with him, and he said action verbs who are originating in a past time. Next one is a specific noun, such as a little princess or something like that. Okay, like every time we hear a fable, fairy tale, it's just general. It's generic in terms of stuff. The next one is an adjective, and before every noun they have an adjective, such as the great king or the lost ring or something like that. And the next one is conjunctions made in middle of the paragraphs or something in the verses. And also the next one is time adverbials, such as in the past, 3 years ago, or 3 weeks ago, or a long time ago, once upon a time. Classic Disney narrative. And the next one, finally, taught by my girl Fabria. She's also explained us about the structures and everything within it. So the orientation, as we know, it contains the intro, the 5W, and the 1H. The next one is complication. It's around the conflicts, what building up the conflicts, what are the tensions, what are the problems. And the next one is the final one, is the resolution, where it's around the morals, it's the coda, the final part of the story. It's really interesting part, because after you read a lot of tension, a lot of characters, of problems, it's resolved, it always resolved in a narrative text. It's not just ending nowhere in a cliffhanger, it usually ends in a, like a message to the readers and so on. And for me, to quickly summarize it, based on perception time, it's telling of a story in the events given in chronological order to create a spice for our cake. So, as we see, narrative text and its story paling mudah from what Fabria said, it's like we imagine it as a cake there. Okay, it's a cake that needs a frosting on top of it, and the resolution part is a frosting of it. And what is the cake? What makes it so delicious? We're going to eat it, but we need to know what it is. And so we have these structures, characteristics, and types. We need to decide it, arrange, create, and or write that, and finally resolve it. That's the three main key. It's the three main recipes in for this great cake of narrative text. So there you go, your narrative text definition, types, characteristics, structures, and finally main. Always summarize it. So thank you for my brother and sister, and of course my brother. Thank you very much. The thing is never have a bad perception. Narrative text always resolve everything, has a good ending, either a bad ending. So bye bye.